Yeah, so I guess I'm kind of back. Unfortunately, YouTube's kind of a necessity for me at this point. I tried different services, Rumble. I looked at it and, I don't want to create a new account just for the shit. Um, I binge watched a lot on Tubi. Um, there's a lot of knockoff movies on there, and some of what I found was entertaining. Found some good stuff, but there's for the news I need. There's not much option. I can't rely on my weather app to be accurate, so I need you know YouTube channels like Max Velocity to keep me up to date on the weather. So that I can actually see what's going on instead of it just being like, "Hey, we think it's gonna rain in the next few hours," when there's not a cloud in the sky or whatever. So yeah, it's just a necessity, and it's stupid that it's that way. I at this point I'd be willing to say that Google has a monopoly on many things that we need every day. We need our email services. Google makes it really easy to set up a Gmail account. There are other email services out there. Some of them require you to verify, but of course Google's getting that way too. So that's not really a strength for them anymore. And these videos that we watch on here, they're great entertainment, and there's always something new. It's dumb. It's so dumb. But they're based in America. This is a capitalist country. This is what we have to deal with. Because honestly, as great as capitalism can be, they're going the we want everything and then more route. And it will just never be enough. When is it enough? It just isn't. It won't be. Unless their company can exponentially grow until it has all the money in the world, and then at that point it can't make any more money, it'll still have to exponentially grow. They're treating it like they're on the stock market. They're not. What's really going on is the advertisers. They have the control. They decide where YouTube goes because they are the main source of income. YouTube exploits them, artificially increasing views on advertisements, either by allowing obvious bot accounts to watch ads over and over again, or pushing ads on people that are completely irrelevant to them, or these scam ads, these pornography ads. Most of them are scams, I guarantee you. Especially whenever they use licensed material like the Pokemon one I saw the other day. Huh. Yeah, that's absolutely a Pokemon thing. Um, Extremely short skirt, nothing else on underneath, a top that barely fits. Yeah, that's definitely licensed by Pokemon. Nintendo loves that kind of stuff. We all know that, right? But it gets ridiculous, and ultimately, what I think needs to happen is the laws revolving around online services do need to change. Not in the direction they're changing right now. Oh, no, no. We, the users, still need to be able to maintain our anonymity somewhat. That's all there is to it. Because there's always going to be people out there that want our information that aren't companies trying to sell us a product, but rather people trying to get our identity and use it for nefarious purposes, such as ordering a bunch of drugs or guns or tanks or, fraudulent votes. Our identities are the most valuable thing that we have to others. And it's becoming harder and harder to protect that because, well, partly because of these laws that are being passed, mainly in the UK, but everywhere else as well. They're not being put into law, but these companies are adopting this practice because they really love the idea of forcing us to give more information about ourselves. Because they sell that data or they use it to sell us stuff. Why does YouTube need that information? Well, it can't be to push better ads to us because we see how they do with the ads on here. It's ridiculous. Everything is ridiculous with Google right now. I used to love this company. And now I hate that I have to rely on it. You know? The whole world is just falling apart over all of this. And it's a great smokescreen for certain people to do certain things with their power. And just we're distracted. We're having to fight to protect ourselves while somebody else is doing something that's going to harm us behind the scenes. So what do we do here? A revolution? No, that ain't gonna work. You know, they'll, if anything, they'll be like, oh, we'll calm it down, and then they'll trickle back in the bullshit like they always do. You know, well, maybe New World Order. No, 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 no. We can't go that route either. No matter what, you say New World Order, everything falls apart. Because nobody really understands any of this the way that they think they do. Like, let's take the freedom of speech thing. Everybody thinks that means you just say whatever the hell you want and you can't be persecuted by anybody for it. No, it means you can say whatever you want, but you still have consequences. The freedom of speech means that if you want to express your political or religious views, you can't be arrested for doing so. That's why you're allowed to actually burn the American flag if you want to. Because if it's a form of, freedom of speech, like, we don't like what the government's doing, we don't need this flag anymore, so let's burn it, right? That kind of thing. But if you're just burning a flag to cause a ruckus, well, you're disturbing the peace now. There has to be a reason behind your speech other than hate. And if it's just to cause hate, well, you shouldn't say it. Because that's only going to cause trouble. Like, fight words. That's a good example of, what freedoms you don't have in speech. You can't say words that would entice a fight. Because that's illegal. So this whole, companies trying to get our identifications, they already know who we are. But they don't know our driver's license number. They don't know our exact address. They don't know if we're telling the truth about it. And that's what they want. That's what they want, is the truth from us. While also lying through their teeth about why. It's a two-way road, Google. If you want to know more about me, I want to know what you're doing with my information. And I don't want to have to create an account, to go to a site, to download an app, to create an account, to request my data, and then wait 10 days to 10 years for you to decide whether or not I deserve that information. I deserve that information. It's me. You were taking me, my identity, everything about me. The only thing you aren't taking is my physical body, which you would if you could. You would absolutely love to take control and walk me down to the store and buy this product you're trying to sell. You would love that. Anybody trying to make money would love to be able to do that. No, I'm not buying anything that you advertise on this site. I can't even trust the advertisements. I've seen too many fake ones, too many obviously fake ones, too many that are pretty convincing, too many that they talk to you with a silver tongue. They'll spit and venom in your eyes. YouTube knows that their site's addictive. They make it that way. They're trying to make it more that way by making everything a solid aesthetic. Well, they tried to anyways. They failed. They'll probably try it again at some point. Maybe in a different way. Who knows? As you can tell, I've got a lot to say. You should too. Everybody should have a lot to say. I mean, they've got this new hype feature on here now. For some reason, I can't use it. I don't know why. I can't hype anyone. I was able to hype one video, and that was the number one video. That's it. No other video shows the hype button for me. I forgot what it looks like now. I don't know why I can't hype, but that one video that I hyped, I don't even know the purpose of the hype if it's only going to be available to certain users to use. That just kind of seems counterintuitive on what the purpose is. It's supposed to be so that smaller creators have a chance to shine. Because honestly, the large creators on here have too much power. You know, all you have to do is say Mr. Beast and everybody sees your video. But if you're a small creator and you're not wanting to ride off somebody else's fame, what do? You ride the hype train.